Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to day 2 of our trip to the West Coast for some random undisclosed reason. I just woke up in a Quality Inn and I'm feeling quality. I am in Salina, Kansas, on my way today to Denver, which is a nice short drive. Hopefully I get there before the sun goes down. We'll see. So I am grabbing some breakfast in Salina at my Quality Inn, and they have a very interesting room in the middle of this hotel. Obviously there's the pool, but they have balconies on the interior rooms of the hotel, and it looks like a game room, something? Gumball machines, pool, ping pong, looks like a concert venue thing. Oh, cool though. I don't know how I would handle having a concert in my hotel, but it's kind of a neat idea. Who knows? So as you saw in episode 1 of this trip, which hopefully you've watched already, drove from St. Louis in the dark. I have driven this drive before. I've driven a few times across this country, and I know what I'm missing and what I'm not. So for those of you who would like to see what you're missing through western Missouri and eastern Kansas that I did at night, here you go. It's pretty much brown, straight grazing land, a little bit of farmland, scattered with a town every 100 miles or so. So, welcome to eastern Kansas. I'm gonna mosey on west towards Colorado, and there's not gonna be a lot to show you here, but I'll give you a montage of Kansas. For those of you who have never driven out west, I do appreciate everything that the plains states and the grains states do for us. You know, if it weren't for these states, we wouldn't eat. This is where almost all of the agriculture happens, is in the middle of the country. Now, is there much to see here? No, not really. It's a flat prairie land, farmland kind of area. But without these people, we wouldn't be the country we are that's able to do the things we are around this world. So much thanks to all of you people who are out here in nowhere land. Now, I will say this. This is a trip I would love to see more people take at some point in time in their lives. More often than not, when anybody who's an East Coaster or a West Coaster decides to go to the other side of the country, we fly. Because it's, you know, 6 hours and a couple of $100 bucks. That's great. You start somewhere and you get somewhere, but just like life, the journey is the important part. Pardon me if I get a little squishy there. Driving across these states, it really gives you a sense of how big this country is and how blessed we are to be here. Just in what I did yesterday, 800 and some odd miles, that's bigger than most countries, especially if you're talking European countries. So when we talk about overcrowding and lack of resources and blah-de-blah-de-blah, Yeah, there's a lot of times that we have way too many people living way too close together in our urban sprawl. Out here in nothing country, overpopulation is certainly not a problem. I guess my point is, you don't really appreciate how big this country is unless you drive it. There you go. Short version of my point. Anyway, more of Kansas. Well, left Columbus, it was 17 degrees or so yesterday morning. I am now in western Kansas, and it is 50 degrees on its way to 53 degrees, which is interesting. Could be a rather annoying wrench in the I want to go snowboarding plan. If it's 50 degrees outside, the snow turns into not snow at 50 degrees. So, whatever. We'll see what happens when we get to Denver, what the conditions are. I am about 230 miles away from Denver, somewhere in that range. I'm in Levant, Kansas. And 3 hours of driving through Kansas later, if you can't see it in my glass back there, let me show you what western Kansas looks like 3 hours after driving through Kansas. Eventually shocked. Yep, same stuff. This is why you drive through Kansas at night. Goes ever onward. Very exciting news. We have left Kansas. We've now entered Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. Unfortunately, eastern Colorado looks pretty much identical to western Kansas. But at least we're the correct state. Eventually I'll start seeing mountains over yonder. But yeah, here's eastern Colorado. Yeah. Still boring. Like 100 more miles of boring until we hit Denver. And then it gets pretty. Channel 1, country music. Huh. Yeah. So there's your options. Hopefully, if you're driving through eastern Colorado and you're on terrestrial radio, the normal FM band, you have one option. Country music. Hope you like it. Expect the Rocky Mountains to be a little more rockier than this. John Denver's full of shit, man. We've been driving all day long, and we're finally getting to that point in Colorado where you come over the hill, and behind you in the distance, Rocky Mountains. Now, welcome to Colorado. I am blasting across the eastern plains of Colorado on my way towards Denver. It is currently 50 degrees out where I currently am. But as I said before, I have my snowboarding gear. This is the first time in 20 years that some of these ski slopes have opened this early in the Colorado area, and I am going to get my butt on the slope. So, my two options are Breckenridge, Colorado, and Eldora. Breckenridge is a little bit of a drive up into the mountains. Eldora seems like it's a little bit easier to get to. It is about 2 hours from where I currently am. It is 12:35 Mountain Time. So I am going to go as fast as legally possible from here to try to get to Eldora and buy myself a half-day lift ticket, which is going to end up being like an hour-and-a-half lift ticket, and see if I can get a couple of runs in. Because how can you come to Colorado with your snowboarding gear and not have some fun on the slopes? So wish me luck. We'll see how this goes. If the next thing you see is me on a ski lift, then things went well. If the next thing you see is me not being on a ski lift, then, well, we'll deal with that then. And if you look over there in the very far back, I don't know if I can zoom that far. If you look way out that way, you can see Rocky Mountains. So I just got off the phone with a wonderful person from Eldora. Pardon me because I didn't catch her name, but she was amazing. And she informed me that the Cold Canyon Road is closed from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. every day, which is a problem because that's exactly how my GPS wants to route me. So she walked me through an alternate way to get to there so that I won't get stuck in not open road. Because if I wait till it opens, I'm going to have to go through Boulder, which is a nightmare as far as traffic goes, I gather. And also the closure of that road will back me up even further, so I wouldn't get there until probably 3 o'clock, which means I'm going to have an hour to ride, which is not a lot of time. As it is, I'm going to be pushing it, but I still should be able to get there in time to be able to get a little bit of snowboarding in, which will make me very happy. And yeah, so we'll see. Now, continuing on, by the way, it's gorgeous. What a view. "2:30 in the afternoon, I made it to Eldora, and it is going to be time to go play on some slopes. Mission accomplished. So fucking relaxing.
Well, nice thing about getting to the ski resort with an hour left in the day, super early in the season, is there is not anybody here. So, 6-person chair all to myself. Having some good runs at Eldora. Nice place. Very fun. Well, these are the kinds of things you don't see any other way other than become a snowboarder or skier. Absolutely gorgeous up here. Absolutely gorgeous. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up here. I'm gonna enjoy myself for an hour or so of sliding up and down the hills. And hopefully you guys have enjoyed this trip across western Kansas and into Colorado with me. From here on in, the trip gets a whole lot more beautiful. So, and I promise there will be some vehicle stuff at some point in time in these videos. Currently, this is just me having fun. So, thanks for watching. Make sure you click on the like button, drop a comment, click on the subscribe button, and we'll see you around a little bit more west of here.